Hi everyone, I'm Christy McCammon and I share tips, tools, and recipes to help you on your journey towards food freedom. Basically, all the recipes I make are sugar and flour free. This particular recipe I am making today is a lemon blueberry cake. I used to call it a lemon blueberry oatmeal bake, and that's fine too, but it turns out like a cake. You could actually serve it, and I make yogurt and peanut butter fluff that actually turns out like a frosting, so it looks like a cake. It's amazing, delicious. For this recipe, you need grain, fruit, and protein. Generally, I eat it for breakfast, but there are many occasions that I switch my breakfast or fruit till dinner. I just usually don't eat fruit at dinner time, but there are times where I do. So this is a perfect recipe to serve a cake for a birthday or any number of things. And it's totally sugar and flour free compliant. So let's go. This is what you need. You need 6 ounces of fruit. So I have 4 ounces of banana, 2 ounces of blueberries, 1 ounce of oats, which is a grain. I split my protein between egg, walnuts, and peanut butter and plain Greek yogurt. We're gonna start with the inside so we can get that together and into the oven. And we start with the 4 ounces of banana. A medium banana is about 4 ounces. So I'm just gonna mash the banana. That's almost the hardest part to this whole recipe. It's so simple and so good. So you wanna mash it up really well. I personally don't like big hunks of banana in my cake or oatmeal bake, whatever you choose to call it. Okay, so we have our mashed banana. Now we just put the insides together. So we have 1 egg. All right, and we have, so we can just get that mixed. Then our oats, 1 ounce of oats. If you want, you can let this sit so the oats absorb a little bit. You don't have to, it can go right into the oven. I rarely let it sit, but you can let it sit and then you almost can't even tell that it's oats in there. It just is a nice thickener and it makes it bake up like a cake. But ready to go. So this is the inside. I like to add cinnamon. You don't have to measure, just whatever you want. I put, I don't know, it's probably about a half a teaspoon. Mix that up. Baking soda or baking powder, just about 1/4 teaspoon. You do not need a lot of this, but it just helps. Whoops, there we go. The air was blowing it around. All right, so you mix that up really well. And then we're gonna put the blueberries inside of it, but you're gonna wanna mix it really gently with the blueberries. So you do any heavy mixing here. Okay, now, the rest is for the topping, but the blueberries go inside. So we're gonna add our blueberries. And at this point, you just wanna fold them in. So if you mix it hard, it's gonna turn purple. It'll taste delicious still, and it'll just be purple. But I like them to be whole in there. So this is ready to bake. Simple, ready. Now let me show you a couple options. I almost forgot the most important step. Maybe not the most important, but pretty important. For the lemon part, it takes just a little bit of lemon zest. Super simple. I don't even measure it. It's probably less than 1/4 teaspoon, but literally just the yellow of the lemon. Don't get to where it gets too white, but seriously, this really helps in this recipe to add just the lemon flavor, which also surprisingly gives it more sweetness. Okay, so about that much. Okay. You can measure, I would say not more than 1/4 teaspoon because it will be very lemony. Just a few, whatever you call that, along this, and then tap it off. You can make this one at a time, individual, and put it in a ramekin. You could do it in a mug. You could do it in big muffin tins and make 2 muffins out of it. However, whatever you like, that part doesn't matter. I like individual servings in a little ramekin. I just think it's cute and it turns out well. So I have sprayed this with non-stick spray. And all I'm gonna do is just pour it. Look at those blueberries. Just pour it in. And then it's ready to bake. And then I'll show you how we top it at the end to make it look absolutely incredible. You could also multiply this times 8 and do it in a bundt cake. And it would turn out seriously like a cake. You could multiply it times, this would probably be 8. Also, put it in a loaf pan and then divide it into 8, freeze it for individual breakfast portions, or serve it at a party or a buffet or, you know, banquet or something, not banquet, but potluck or something like that. Put it into the oven at 350 for about 30 minutes. Look at this finished product. Look at that. That is so cute. I love it. It's super thick, holds together really well. This was my individual portion, of course. If you did it in the bundt cake, you flipped it over, it would work just as well. So now I'm going to show you how I decorate it with the Greek yogurt and peanut butter. Okay, so here's this. So all I have to do is mix this Greek yogurt and peanut butter, and it makes a, oh, it's almost like a frosting. I've heard people call it a fluff. It doesn't matter what you call it. And you just mix it, and then cinnamon. Okay, so watch what it starts to do. It starts to get really thick. Can you see it? I don't know. Trying. Okay, let me get a little bit of cinnamon in there. Doesn't cinnamon just make everything better if you like cinnamon? I love cinnamon, so it's great. Okay, now, look at that pretty color. And it holds together nice, right? So, I could take a knife and I could literally just spread it over this like cake. It's frosted cake. But let me show you what I'm gonna do, just because I like the way it looks. But that would be fine too. I've already made some of this peanut butter yogurt. By the way, I use this peanut butter and yogurt and cinnamon to dip apples in too. And it's just protein. And then apples being the fruit. I serve that to my kids. A couple of them like it, a couple of them don't. But I put it in a piping bag with a star tip, because why not? Now I like to use the walnuts. You can use whatever nut you want, but I literally you could just sprinkle them on top. But I like to just kind of put them along the edge into that frosting, which is just protein, no sugar, but it has a little bit of sweetness from the peanut butter. And then I just put these on. It doesn't have to be perfect. You could just frost it, but look how amazingly cute this turns out. And then I dust it with a little bit more cinnamon from up high. And look. Wouldn't that be an awesome birthday cake for you? No sugar, no flour. Don't forget to like and subscribe for upcoming videos. All of my videos are no sugar, no flour recipes, tips, tricks, and tools to help you on your journey towards food freedom.